A step toward justice for Abby Williams and Libby German. Richard Allen was sentenced last month to 130 years in prison for murdering the Delphi teens. But Allen's defense team believes the jury convicted the wrong man. Tonight, they're speaking to our Caitlin Kendall for the first time since a gag order on the case was lifted.
If Richard Allen is not guilty, no justice was served. There was no justice for Abby and Libby. There's no justice for Richard Allen. And there's no justice for the people of Indiana.
Strong opinions from one of Richard Allen's defense attorneys. Jennifer Auger and Andrew Baldwin believe Abby Williams and Libby German's killer or killers are still out there, despite evidence presented at trial and 12 jurors finding him guilty.
Do you guys feel Richard Allen had a fair trial?
I think that had the evidence presented, we would have had a different outcome.
To say whether it's fair or not, we get I don't know what our ethical, how I feel about that. Come on.
The defense feels the exclusion of third-party evidence limited its ability to present a full defense for Allen. Judge Fran Gohl ruled there was no link between people the defense felt were suspects in the deaths of the teens.
This jury wanted to convict someone. They feel that that's their job. And with no one else to point the finger to, I believe that had our third-party evidence come out, this would have ended differently.
At the end of the day, you say, who won the day? And when the state was going every day, we felt like we won the day, we won the day, we won the day. And there was a couple days where we tied, we felt, and maybe we lost one day. And so I think it's crazy that we were surprised that we had a guilty verdict, but we were.
Walk me through those days of waiting for the jury to reach their verdict.
When the jury came back and looked at the evidence they did, I was a little worried that they were so intently listening to the video from Libby's phone that it was coming down to that was worrisome to me when we felt that we had so much reasonable doubt. The timeline, the data from the phone, the lack of evidence, the lack of any in-court identifications.
When you hear those words, we the jury find Richard Allen guilty, guilty, guilty. What was that moment like for you guys, and how do you pick up and walk out of the courtroom?
Difficultly. It's
numbing.
Gutting, yeah.
I mean, you actually ask yourself, did they just say guilty? But then you look, and there's Richard Allen, and you're like, and there's Kathy out there, and that is when it becomes really hard. It becomes super hard at that point, because it's like, what am I even caring about me? This guy's going to have to go back to prison. He's ill-equipped to be in prison with his mental health issues, and his wife.
Do you guys take on the case again?
I think that we are all very committed to Richard Allen. We care about him deeply, his family, and the case and justice. And we feel strongly in our position. None of us are walking away from Richard Allen. If this comes back for a second trial, we are ready and willing to take that on.
Baldwin admits the defense team could be too emotionally attached to provide the best representation for Allen, but they don't want to walk away either.
We actually believe in his innocence. We actually would want to be in the fight in the future, but because we want to make sure that he gets the best representation. If it isn't us, I will suck up my pride and let somebody else take on that role. But it'd be hard because there's so much out there.
Well, that was just a portion of Caitlin's 45-minute conversation with the defense team. They also discussed preparing for the trial and how they felt handcuffed by some of the judge's rulings. You can see the entire interview at WRTV.com.